I'm very curious in terms of, and I mean, you've already talked about this some, but how this music was accessible to you when I know at the same age, it absolutely would not have been accessible to me.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, it was just so unique and almost kind of like anti-music and like I said, it was proof that you didn't have to be, a technical whiz, and the four bands on this album, even though it's under the flag of no wave, they couldn't be more different from each other,
Yeah.
and which is not true of a lot of other genres of music. And yeah, I mean, it just grabbed me because I kind of came from a underground art kind of world anyway, and it just, I loved everything about it. I loved the cover and just, these people, and it is so funny because first of all, that scene didn't last long at all. Second of all, it's like at the time it was just this unique underground thing. Like, if you were going out on a Tuesday night to see Mars or DNA or any of these bands, you didn't worry about that you weren't going to get into the show. And it's amazing how it stood the test of time. And nowadays there's like college kids doing thesis on this scene. And I've actually, been on panels and stuff talking about it. And it seems to, just like a lot of other things, just as time goes, it just, grows and grows and grows. And like Lydia is still at it. She's been, doing stuff since like 1976 or whatever, and maintained it her whole life, never had a real job, never went anywhere near the mainstream, and completely avoided it as much as she can, and even alienated different things. But yeah, and like right now she's touring Australia. She even considers herself a musical schizophrenic because, yeah, Teenage Jesus was one thing, but then Eight Eyed Spy was like a jazzy, almost surf band. 1313 was like dark, psychedelic goth music. And then she's done like jazz noir. She's done every type of music, kind of in a way say Lou Reed or David Bowie, but even more so with her. And everything she does is unique, and I always dig it, and it's always her. I'm a big Lou Reed and Bowie fan too, but they did make some crappy records, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no, it's hard to find a discography where there's not one maybe they would want to take back. We've talked a bit about Lydia Lunch and Teenage Jesus and the Jerks, and of course the contortions. But as you continue on in the compilation, then there's the two other bands that you mentioned, Mars and DNA, and yeah, that was certainly my experience too. That they're all really different, and Mars was the only one that was sort of like what I expected, like really unmelodic.
And Mars was the first one. They kind of like,
Really?
yeah, they were the first one. And, when Lydia ran away as a teenager from Rochester to New York City, uh, the first band she went to see was Suicide. And then the second, then right after that, she saw Mars. And so that was, a big influence on her. And, that's how that all started.